Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we are continuing in our journey of Peglin, the game that is the mix of Peggle and a roguelike thing where you experience different dungeons, rooms, and everything, and you defeat the enemies that appear on the screen. As you guys got the introduction to this last week, saw some of the gameplay mechanics. We are moving along into the next stage. As we ended, we were in a forest, and now we are moving into the castle setting. As we have our multiple balls, we had the obelisk, which you just saw. The one thing that I always just call babushka for some reason, which is the multi-split ball, and our regular stone and dagger. Once again, this game is in pre-release. It's not pre-release, alpha, beta, something where I always forget what it's called, where they are allowing people to play, give feedback, and then they will be releasing updates as they go along. So a lot of actual fun action still available to happen in this game, and I'm expecting a lot of cool updates. I know that they had recently patched in one of their first updates this week, so I'm looking forward to see what that does and how everything else about that comes to play. I also really like this game because it gives you like the little bit of decision at the very bottom to choose your own path, choose your own adventure books, and that's just like a great segue into talking about like I don't remember actually ever reading through or enjoying a choose your own adventure book. I remember like them being available and like them being like something that like, oh yeah, everybody had, but never really reading one. It's the same thing with Animorphs. If anybody remembers Animorphs, because I never read one of the books, I just remember seeing the book covers, and it was always just like the weird ones of like, dude, this guy's turning into a cricket, or this guy's turning into a bat, but like never actually went through and read any of those series, so I have no idea what the canon is or like what actually causes them to be Animorphs. It was just something that like it popped in my head when I was thinking about just like games and like childhood memories and stuff like that of like what sticks around in my mind but like I actually have no real relation to. It's just like Goosebumps. I like everybody can say like, oh yeah, Goosebumps when younger, and I was like, yeah, I maybe read the dummy one, but did not read any of the other ones, but then remembered consuming the television show that they had. So, and I believe it's even on Netflix now, that they have the television episodes of Goosebumps. And that is more so how I like digested that media. Like there was a lot of things like and just going off like random tangents of like thinking about like just books. So it's like one of my things I've been thinking about is like, what's the last book you read? What is the last book that you've actually sat down, read front to back? And something I want to challenge myself, and something that definitely dates me and puts me into a perspective of like, yes, this is who I am. But I had bought the Tom DeLonge Poet Anderson books, I believe, of Nightmares, and I wanted to get through that and read through that because it's been a really long time since I've actually read a book, not just besides a comic book or a graphic novel, like an actual book, and it was just an interesting thought. It was definitely a thing of like a lot of the nostalgia that we have in society, and then thinking about like what is actually like what did we actually participate in, and what do we say that we participated in just to fit into the normality of like the group and that like group ideology. Like there's a lot of things that like as a kid I remember just being like, okay, you have to like this or you have to know about this to be able to have conversations about that. And I think that actually still applies to me in my everyday life. I know the reason why I know a lot of like small bullshit about everything is just so that it's like I have like topic of reference. I can be topical. I can provide information to people and places, just in terms of like, oh yeah, like this is this. It also helps me cheat in trivia a lot. Once again, I won't. I take full responsibility that I'm not a cheater, but my friends will say otherwise and will always discredit my Jeopardy wins. But you know what? On them for not learning about random facts and not knowing a lot about 2000s trash TV. That was one of the bigger things that like I actually know a lot about, or just got really fed up onto, was like the VH1 trash dating TV. But yeah, just staying away from that. I think also in like 8th grade, I was definitely reading a lot more. I remember it was funny because this is before the TV show even came out. I read the Sookie Stackhouse series, which is the series True Blood was based off of, at a young age, and like I forgot there was a lot of like sexual scenes in those books, but it was something more so of just like reading and getting it done. It wasn't like a romantic novel where it was like heavy on it, but like the scenes were there, and there was some graphic imagery written into these books that I was just like, oh, that's just the normal part of reading. That's like all books have some sort of like this detail, which always just blew my mind because yeah, then like my mom became a huge fan of the show and asked me, it was like, hey, do you remember these scenes? And I was just like, lol, finger guns, walk out type situation. So, but it's made me wonder. It's like I always like finding out like what do you think from your past that like you know about, like you have the ideology about, and you have like the vision, if somebody said it pops in your head, but you never actually really like owned or like owned, played, had something to do with. Like I know a lot of people talk about like Tamagotchis, and like did you actually own a Tamagotchi? I remember there was even I did own a Tamagotchi, but there was also like Battle Monsters. That was like this handheld game that I got that I really enjoyed, and I have to figure out what it's called, but you would scan barcodes, and barcodes would like help build and create your monster. And so like that was always something that I was like, it was a cool and like innovative interactive game, because then like you could battle other people's sets and everything. And that also reminds me of the Captain Crunch video game. As you may know, I'm a huge lover of Captain Crunch. Captain Crunch is the best cereal to punish kids and also reward your kids. Peanut butter Captain Crunch to be exact, because if you don't know the secret of Captain Crunch, it will destroy the top part of your mouth, and you will be begging for mercy days later as you realize, holy crap, why would they make this for children? This is like atrocious and really hurts. But you also then get a delicious like puffed cereal that was also really good and that you really enjoyed after like maybe 1 or 2 minutes of letting the milk soak into it. But they had a game that, once again, you would find a monster, you would do mini games, you would train them, and then you would be battling, I think, like lizard people. And like free marketing in cereals is what we need to bring back, because that's all I ever wanted. Reese's Puffs, I got a Mace Windu pen. Why that pops in my brain today is because it is May 4th, so may the 4th be with you, as everybody, all the little nerds try to be cool and relatable. But that pops in my head is like, oh, okay, like give us back the cool little like promotional toys and like dumb things in cereal. So, I don't care if Travis Scott is on the front of the box. I don't care if it's cause based Reese's Puffs. These are all just hype beast Reese's Puff things that I know about and bought and sold, so don't mind me about complaining about the culture I live in. But like, yeah, give me, like, there was the M&M's Racing, which was just such a like cheesy bad game, but once again, yeah, it was free. Like, you would collect a few like UPCs and send them in. I remember like at one of my recent jobs, they had these like fruit snacks that were bears on it, and if you collected 10 of them, you could send it in for a sticker set. And I literally asked all my coworkers, like, "Hey, I'll keep your things and send it in, and ours will be like the like office like snack jar and everything." So that would have been super cool. Sorry for the long dramatic pause. There was a bunch of noise going on that hopefully is not picked up. I just had to close a door during my recording, but I'm gonna leave this in, make it feel more all natural, make it feel like I'm actually doing something rather than just talking to myself, which I am, but it's all fun in games. And so it was Reese's Puffs talking about the bear snacks. Yeah, they're like fruit roll-ups, but not really fruit roll-ups. And like they would have like trading cards in them, and as most people of you know, I have a slight Magic the Gathering problem, just very slightly. Actually, I'm actually buying a lot more cards that I'm using and playing. I just bought and built actually 4 commander decks. 2 commander decks. I had one, and I have one on the way. Because I really wanted to get my friends into Commander. It's one of those games where you can play like 2 to 3 hours with them and it feels like really rewarding. I also just got a bunch of new board games that I'm super excited about. Probably going to host a board game night soon here. And that always gets me something excited. I really like, that's also a thing that I really like when YouTube channels do like record board games and everything and watch people play. It just actually amps me up to go out and buy those games. The 2 ones that I got were the movie game, which is from the Valley Folk. That's another YouTube channel. Super fun, super creative game. They give you descriptions of 2 movies. You combine the 2 movies' names, and it will then like pretty much create a title. So you'll have like the one that I remember is like Mega Manchester at the Sea, I think was it. And it was just a combination of the description of Mega Man and the synopsis for Manchester at the Sea. I picked up Blockbuster, the board game, and it's a sort of charades-esque. It's a bunch of movie titles. You play in teams, and then it's like one of them is one word, one of them is like quote, and one of them is like acted out. So I'm really actually looking forward to getting that to play around. And then another game called Horrified, which is a cooperative game where you battle against American monsters. This is the one that I have, so they'll be looking forward to that. So just a bunch of like randomness and stuff that definitely looking forward to participating in and going off. And yeah, I think it's just good to reconnect with the idea of what my childhood was like and like what we do and what we're doing moving forward. I know I jumped from like Magic the Gathering to board games to all over the place. Once again, always just enjoy like talking about all of the insane hobbies and everything. And as we're wrapping up, because we just sniped the guy, just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe. Always make sure to tell somebody you love them. And always just enjoy others' companies and the people that you surround yourself with. Until next time, have a good one.